Namaskaram. I think after you heard my good and dear friend Andrew Fleming, the Deputy High Commissioner for the British Embassy here, I think you will hear me in English with an Indian accent. On behalf of Dr. Geeta Nagashri, Dr. Vijayalakshmi, and the distinguished guests on the podium, and most importantly, the lovely and the beautiful cancer survivors who are here as an inspiration to all of us and to make this particular function all the more important. Now, we all know why we are assembled here. This is the month of October that throughout the world we come together to understand the breast cancer and how to prevent. It's as simple as that. And pink has been chosen as a color because pink is considered to be the vitality of health, as we clearly express in our daily conversations, in the pink of your health. It's as simple as that. So ladies and gentlemen, from the standpoint of breast cancer, I don't want to bore you with too many statistics, but just highlight on a few things where you'll be able to take home and understand the importance of this. Breast cancer is growing in our country. Particularly, it is growing amongst the younger population in the age groups of 20, 30 and 40s. And that is the most important lesson we learned in 2018. The reason for this increase in the younger population is not known. Today, breast cancer is the #1 cancer in all the major metropolitan cities in India. #1. And breast cancer is #2 in rural India. So you can certainly understand the epidemiological impact, the incidence and the prevalence of this disease, and why this is so important for us to gather on events like this and highlight its importance and see what we can do about it. Interestingly, the word cancer, when we hear, it always kind of serves significant emotions. We become depressed, breeds anxiety, we all worry about it. But the good news about cancers, and particularly breast cancer, is if it is diagnosed early and properly, this cancer is conquerable in the 21st century. That's the message one should take. When I went to medical school here in Osmania and graduated in 1980, and thereafter I went to the United States and spent 30 plus years with the world's largest, biggest, and #1 cancer center, MD Anderson, and coming back and doing continental hospitals in this part of the world, one of the biggest things that I wanted to focus always was how in our country we can reach out to every fraction of the society in terms of education of cancer and its prevention. And women or gynecologic cancers and breast cancer certainly lead the pack, and we have to do a lot on that front. Now it's very simple. We all, read in the papers, it's on social media, you learn from your doctors, you learn from your family members or friends that simply by regular self-breast examination, #1. #2 is by following the guidelines that have been laid out by the societies and which the doctors are supposed to follow in terms of the breast screening examinations. And #3, the frequency of such screening examinations which become important. And #4, if there is a breast cancer patient in a family, there is an increased incidence perhaps of genetic transmission, and these patients should seek out much earlier, a consultation with the doctor. So it's not complex. The burden here is not on the physician. Another message I'd like to convey to you all is that the physician no longer takes the burden in making an effort to make a cancer diagnosis. The burden to a significant extent is shifted to every citizen of this country. That once you're made aware of what you do, then the next thing you have to do in life is follow that. If you do not follow, then ultimately you become the sufferer. It's very simple. Now we always debate about costs in our country. Who is going to pay for it? Can somebody give me a discount? Can a hospital sponsor? So let me just tell you, this city has probably dozens of breast cancer screening centers, what we call as basic mammography. Dozens of them. And the cost of it is anywhere from 500 rupees down to 1500, 2000 rupees. Just imagine a half a kg of a sweet box in today's world costs you 1000 rupees. Or when you go to a temple or a mosque or a church, you're always doing a variety of offerings, often in cash. So the next time you think about going to and buying a sweet box or buying something for yourself to enjoy, just think that you're using that 800 rupees or 1000 rupees for your own health, for your own prevention, and for your own good future. You don't have to depend upon anybody else to sponsor or anybody else to give it to you at the end of the day. That's the message I want to truly convey. It's a very inexpensive test. It's easily available in almost all major metropolitan cities in this country, and great doctors are available in every institution who practice medical oncology, surgical oncology, radiation oncology, who are the experts in helping to interpret the results of this test and offer you proper guidance. So please don't wait for someone to give something to you or someone to tell you that you have to go ahead and do a test for your own prevention and for your own good health. Now it is said by Helen Keller, those of you remember Helen Keller, so little we can do by ourselves, but so much we can do by coming together. So organizations like this today, what Dr. Geeta Nagashri has organized, along with her fellow organizers, and societies like this, when we all come together, the message percolates much better, far deeper for our understanding, and we go into the action mode. So I want to congratulate once again, the organizers for taking this effort to educate you all. I hope by the end of the evening that every one of you in that age group which I described will take this seriously, and if you have not done your screening exam, I recommend for you to go ahead and pursue that and make sure that you don't have that unfortunate breast lesion or breast lump, from which if you miss early, then you're going to pay a huge penalty down the road. One last thing. Today, in the Western world, in America, where I spend most part of my professional life, 89 out of 100 patients absolutely survive beyond 5 years. That's the beauty about this cancer. It's being nicely conquered because wonderful medications, but most of them are detected in a very early stage, what we call a stage 1 and 2. So we need to drive in India where we can pick up these patients in this very early stage of 1 and 2, so that your survival also is guaranteed and you're not succumbing to this illness, unfortunately. Once again, I thank you to the organizers for giving me this opportunity. Appreciate it. Thank you.